Okay, so we are back. Whoa, that was close. At the old maze, and today we're going to be working on a few of the rooms upstairs. So what's going to happen is I have a ton of material. I've got some buttons, I got some pressure plates, I got some pistons, and effectively we're going to be coming into the rooms that are actually inside of here, and we will be putting in some goodies, putting in some traps and things like that. So yeah, basically we're gonna make it so that there is a risk-reward system inside of the maze. I really need a better term other than the maze. And what this means is players are encouraged to basically go into these little rooms and find things. Now, it might just dump lava on you and kill you. It might lock the room behind you and then dump lava on you and kill you. But you might get things like, I don't know, totems of undying, redstone blocks, might put some gold blocks, some diamonds in there, which means I actually need to go and mine some diamonds to put in there. But we want to kind of just get things set up in here. Now, part of that is I kind of want to encourage a little bit of exploration and just a little bit of spending a bit of time in here. Right, so actually I just need to take this out first because I don't actually want to trigger the maze. There we go. Because I don't want to die to my own traps. So, like, there are rooms, like, I don't know, this one here, for example, where we could put, I don't know, a chest or something in here that's kind of locked off underneath this with a piston. And the only way of getting it out would be to come all the way down here and press a button that'll trigger a little system underneath and will open this up. On the very same scale, I might want to put a pressure plate here, which will just lock this area off and pour lava down onto your head. Now, these will be built into the randomizer system as well. I don't want all of this to be active at any given time. So, I think the first thing that we could probably do is clear out a little bit more space in here. As you see, I started last episode, and maybe just rig some more randomizers to the randomizer. Randomizers randomizing. The other thing that we could do is if I wanted some more permanent things to activate every time the maze is done, because I realized this the other night, I didn't need to run as much redstone as I actually did like this. What I could have done was I could have put a little system here that would have detected this, ran redstone around, and all of these traps would have been active every single time you come in. So cleanup might be necessary. Actually, we might start with the cleanup. I think that would be better. It also means I can loop it back into this system, but I'm very much at risk of my redstone becoming spaghettified over here, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. So yeah, let's you know what, I think I'm going to start with reconfiguring the redstone traps first and getting that done, because I just kind of it might be tidier. Actually, this might just be okay. So I went with, do you know what, I've watched a lot of my videos back, and I have a really bad tendency to start each clip with okay. It's a vocal tick. I can't help it. I will try and change. I will probably not change. Anyways, we now have this little nifty system put in, which is half of an etho hopper clock basically. So when you first step in, oh, it is nighttime outside. Let me just stop any mobs coming in. When you first step into the maze, what will happen is this will go down. It'll power that, and it will push this along, and it will basically run up here, coming all the way along here, and it will then activate all of the permanent traps basically, and the permanent door that I've got set up here, and just the little things like that. On the back line, because this is just one single line, I'm able to pull a signal from, oh my god, it's a little bit spaghetti still. I'm able to pull from this repeater here and run so basically this repeater's in here because my reset system doesn't reach it. This button up here. And it will then just push it back when you leave the maze, basically deactivating all of those traps. Which is good, because it means now I can work in a maze without the possibility of dying. which is why I'm back at 7 levels. Go back and check my last video, 102 levels. Yeah, that hurt. That stung. What it also means is whenever I need to run permanent traps now, I've got a way of doing it. I have an area where I can where I know that this line here will always activate those traps. Good thinking, eh? So, what I want to get now is I'm going to pull a randomizer system also using this. So, when this comes along, I will have an observer here that will... Ooh, I won't be able to use the observer. I will figure something out. But yeah, we are going to be putting in another randomizer unit down here. And this is going to act as a switch for basically all the treat rooms I'm going to be putting in. Or the trick rooms. Trick and treat rooms. Halloween rooms. It's Halloween month, so I get to say that, right? Anyways, that's what we're going to be doing. So let me get another randomizer unit thrown in. And let me go take a look into the rooms and see what we are working with. Well, we've got a basis put in, and I'm beginning to learn a lot about kind of building mini games in Minecraft. One of those lessons is space. I need to start planning. I think that's always been my downfall in Minecraft, is that I don't plan things properly, and then I get myself into annoying situations. The other thing is just redstone in general. Like, I really need to kind of brush up my game. So I think I'm probably going to watch, I think it's Grim on YouTube. They do like a boot camp, a YouTube boot camp for redstone. I'll put the playlist in the description below. Anyways, what we've got here is this pink line, and this pink line is basically trick and treats, and it's going to be trick and treats. For every positive consequence I want in this maze, I'm going to have an equally negative consequence, and that leads me on to the next bit of this. Anyways, let's do what this does first. So, what we've got going on here is, again, it's just another simple system, is there is a button up there. Not all of these buttons are going to be good for you, and some of them are going to do nothing. I'm also going to do the same with pressure plates. Anyways, what happens here is if they press that button, it's going to activate this line. I had a bit of an issue here, hence why I've had to use glass instead of wool, because I was powering the block and it was double powering this, and it was basically just turning the entire trap off. So it will run along here. As you can see, it runs the full length of this. These observers are going to detect it, and they're basically going to cut off this entire passageway. Now, there is another route through if I'm going to reconfigure the maze a little bit up here. So you can, basically it gives you a tough choice. It's going to flood this entire corridor with lava, basically cutting you off from here and forcing you back into the maze itself. But at the same time, on the other side of the maze, it's actually going to activate a door, and that door is going to open, and from there you're going to get a little prize. Now, there is a sign up there that just says please take 1, because I don't want people just kind of rinsing this and then bleeding my shops dry. But yeah, this will just entitle you to 1 free item or a stack. So, I obviously sell the Totems of Undying and Redstone and stuff like that, and it encourages people to play this, effectively just using my shop as a prize store. So yeah, they'll just have to drop that in. Now, about the difficult decisions. So, as I was saying, what I want is some buttons and pressure plates that do legitimately do nothing, but some that kind of put you in a bad state. For example, this button's here. There are actually 1, and then there's a second route down here, 2 ways into this corridor. What I want to do is force players to make, well, decisions. If they were to, say, come in through this bottom one, what it will do is it will flood this section of the corridor with lava, basically stopping you from ever getting to that button at all. And therefore, you lose out on the prize, and you potentially, you keep this clean. But at the same time, it's encouraging you to, if you see that pressure plate, maybe walk around and try and find another way into there to then activate it. Obviously, if you can then just go double back and cut the button off. This thing, once again, it will reset itself. It is attached to the reset line. But that's what I want. I want difficult decisions, and I want changes to happen in the maze. And which means I might have to use the ceiling. Basically, we have... One second, let me get outside. We have all of this space up here. Now, I did want to try and avoid building on the roof in case I wanted to build the maze up. But what I've kind of decided is that doesn't really matter. If I really want to open this up more, I can just obviously create drop chutes from each of the exits going down into a secondary part of the maze. It also opens this up and it stops players from seeing this, which is quite blatantly able to tell you the routes through the maze. So yeah, I'm just going to use all given available space. Realistically, I should have probably carved out a cavern or something and done it that way, a la Tango Tech and oh god, his big game. But that's probably what I should have done. Anyways, it's all a learning experience, and I'm getting better and better at this, and that's kind of what matters. So let me put in a couple of difficult decisions. So we've got a trick and a treat, and now I want a couple of difficult decisions. Right, so more stuff has been added. I haven't added the lava to some of these traps yet. This whole thing here is a kill room. Basically, once you trigger the trap, it will lock you in, and it will flood the entire room with lava. You will die. You will lose everything. And just to throw people off, in a few of these places, what I've done is I've just added pressure plates with pistons that do nothing. That's right. Like, if you were to walk over this, it does absolutely nothing. There's even false chests thrown in. There's buttons been thrown in randomly. Pressure plates that have been thrown in randomly that do absolutely nothing. Now, what this does allow me to do, for example, this is a corridor that looks like it'd be a trap. It's not a trap. Like, there is nothing going on in here. What I might do, though, is I might add a chest. Why did you just power? Oh, because I've got a pressure plate up there. Yeah, so some of these will just legitimately do nothing, and some will open up doors across the board. Some will just be like this, for example, is just a closed in. Like, I have set it up, like I might just change it at a later date. Now, one thing that I do want to do is I want to add some skulk sensors in here. Not for any redstone purposes, but mostly to put near the doors just to let you know that you're near an exit. Because, quite frankly, I've been running around this thing for a long time, and some of it is just plain confusing. So, what I want is I need a skulk farm. So, I'm going to go all the way out to the raid tower that Jayu built a little while ago, and I'm going to go look for a... There we go. I'm going to go and look for a... What is that? Like a spawner that I can just turn into a skulk farm, preferably skeletons. And if not, I can always grab a skelly egg and, you know, just kind of work things that way. So that's that idea. Yeah, I need skulk sensors, so we're gonna go and track one down. Okay, so I don't know how many times I've shown these off to the extent where I don't bother showing me building them anymore. But welcome to the jankiest skulk setup you are going to see for a while. I'm not bothering with the decoration for this place. I just needed it going. I got lucky. There was a skelly spawner very, very close to our second industrial district. Yes, we have two. This one is technically Jayu's industrial district. It's the raid farm. You should check out her stream. She does like a ton of work. There's like a load of decoration going on for Halloween and stuff over at the industrial district. Definitely go check that out. I will try to remember to put it in the bio. So, we got these very early on. I want to say like EP1 or EP2. We have 4 of them. And all I've done is incredibly simple. It is just a skelly grinder. The skeletons will fall. They'll go up there. That's the tunnel. As you can tell, I planned this incredibly well. And from there, they'll drop down onto this. Now, I haven't actually tested this yet, so I don't know if this fall will kill everything. If it doesn't, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put in the rest of the drop chute and maybe some lava in there just to, you know, finish off the ones that don't die immediately. Now, this looks like a mess. This will get tidied up at some point, but as I say, I'm only here for the skulk sensors so far. I do have a hoe. Right, I'm going to knock these out and we will see what happens. Alright, we've got the mobs spawning in. It is a bit noisy. They are very, yeah. They get caught over there, but they do eventually go up. And as you can see, we've already started to get some items through now. Let's just... They should be... There's one coming down now. Boom! Right, so we are getting the glorious, glorious skulk coming through. I'm going to spend a bit of time AFKing here and hopefully get all of this filled up. Once this is all filled up, it should hopefully generate these and the shriekers a bit more. It's not the most efficient of farms. I think the one that I did last series where we built it out in the end was much, much superior. But we take what we can get, and I only need 4 of these for now. How are they dying? There's also, like, you know, I might put in a little collection system underneath, just to pick up any of this kind of detritus, just to stop any entities building up, and I might figure out how to kind of get these guys moving a bit quicker. I've still got some buttons, so do I still have buttons? You know, I should have enough to make a few more. Yeah, 64 more. That should kind of help out smoothing this system a bit. But yeah, it seems to be going well. I'm just gonna AFK here for a little bit and get some stuff. Well, you learn something new every day. I've just learned that soul sand can be overtaken by skulk, and my entire system broke. Yeah, so I'm gonna need to make some modifications. I'm gonna figure things out, and I will bring you back once I figured it out. Oh, also I had like shriekers in here blocking them from getting down, so this was a stupid idea. All in all, greed has not thought things through, and it has bit them. Well, time to get back on with things. Okay, so a ton of buttons and glass seems to have done it. The rates have slightly improved. Oh, God, no, it shouldn't stand there. That should probably be swapped out. Because sometimes they shoot me through it and then they kill each other in there. But sometimes they don't. But it's fine. Like, they're dying successfully. We're getting all of the sensors that we want. Yeah, this seems to be what... Damn. Sniper's got some skills. I'm going to swap that out, actually. I think that's just probably going to be the best idea to do for now. So if I just do that, then that, then that. This seems to do the job. Now I have as many skulk sensors and shriekers. Now, unfortunately, this place, because of that, is an absolute state now, and I just don't like it. So we will definitely be ripping out lots of this and replacing it all with as much, well, just decorating it, basically. Might leave that for the next episode. I think that'd just kind of be quite nice. Anyways, let's get back over to the maze and see what we need to do. Guys, I know what we need to do. We need to put these sensors down so that we can direct players towards one of the 4 exits. Now I just got to hope that these sensors move via pistons. It's going to be annoying if they don't. Okay, I know I said I was done over here, but I had an idea, as you can see. So I went back and grabbed some experience bottles. and just rigged in a really basic lighting system to shut this off for the meantime. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip all of this out, let the stone from the stone generator back there regenerate it all, and I want to see if this is potentially more effective than dropping mobs onto stone. So yeah, let's get it ripped out. I'll bring you back once it regenerates, and we will watch this moment together. Also, are you supposed to get experience and the skulk? I've just noticed that I'm getting experience and the skulk. I thought it was one or the other. Not sure why that's doing that. Anyways, I'll bring you back once this is all full up. Okay, we've got fresh stone. I really hope this does work. I've never done this before, but let's go. No, it does not. So, well, experiments are experiments, right? Maybe if I get at least one bit of skulk on here, it'll kind of help trigger it all. One moment. Okay. Yeah, it would have been too easy otherwise. Like, we would have had much more efficient farms for this. Oh well, you know, it's worth the experiment. Also, I could have just gone on the wiki and read this, but like, I like to learn things practically. Anyways, let's get back over to the maze. Okay, so annoyingly, I have just found out that you cannot push them with pistons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create little pockets that's attached to each one of the lines where they are submerged via a dispenser, hence silencing them. Now, when the dispenser fires, what will obviously happen is the water will untick and it will then allow the sensor to make a bit of noise. Hopefully that works, and it means putting water near all my redstone, which is this is going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably get one of the easier ones set up. We've got plenty of space over on these two doors here, so I'll probably do this door here, and I will see what I can get worked out. Actually, this kind of lends itself quite well, but it would mean also having a power thing kind of happen, so I would need to loop it into this as well to fire and deactivate, but I don't want it to deactivate everything. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew. I will see if it works. If it doesn't work, then what I will just have to do is I will just have to put the sensors near the doors, and the players will just have to guess. Yeah, that vaguely works, right? Oh boy, I am learning today. Apparently, redstone will link into it, so if a player does get close to it, it'll actually just trigger the reset system and lock them in the maze. That's no bueno. That's not good. Now I just have to figure out some places to put them then that isn't directly linked into redstone. Maybe like here. That's not triggering anything, is it? Is it triggering? I can't see. I can't. I will experiment. All right, nothing's tripping anything. There's no issues anywhere. So we now have technically a player detector that will allow, players to find a way out of the maze. Now, like I said, this isn't going to directly lead them to the exit. It will just lead them to an exit. I might also be a bit devious and throw a couple of these just in the maze. I don't know why that entertains me so much, but it would be kind of funny. But at the same time, maybe not. So we do also have some shriekers. I've put them somewhere. They might actually be in my inventory and I'm not looking properly. No, one of the shriekers are in here. But they're also going to be useful for maybe warning players that there might be a trap in the area, or maybe there might be some gifts. Has anyone actually ran this maze yet? No. But that room wasn't accessible because I missed a button up top. Yeah, so it'll just add some ambience, I think. And I'm definitely going to be maybe putting a music disc underneath all of this, just for funsies, But yeah, let me have a think about what else we can do. I'm gonna go back over and grab some more sensors and some shriekers, and we'll have a little think. Okay, so it turns out that AFKing for these takes a long time, and I only have managed to get 4. So fortunately that leads us on to obviously what we're doing next week, which is going to be the expansion. I think it's in that direction somewhere. The expansion of the Skulk farm and decorating it and stuff like that. So we'll be doing loads of AFKing around there, and we'll be getting lots of them, hopefully. Now, in exciting news, I've made a deal with another player, and it's basically to do with the expansion of this. So whilst all of this will be remaining the same, what's actually going to be happening is we're going to be tunneling down into the earth, and we're going to be making some very, very tasty labyrinths and mazes underneath. Now, that other player is currently busy in their personal life, and it's going to take them a while to get settled, but this project is just temporarily on hold until they come back. So you'll see lots more interaction with me and another player. I'm basically keeping it a secret for now. But yeah, what we're going to be doing next step is we're going to be doing the Skulk sensor farm, and we're going to be making that look pretty, which will hopefully lead to lots of time just there, which will then hopefully lead to plenty of sensors and these. We have an amethyst farm, so we'll be able to get the directional ones. We have those crafter things coming out in an update, and the player is going to has honestly thrown tons of new and fresh ideas at this. So basically what we need to do is we need to collect loads of redstone, loads of resources, and we also need to start mining out everything underneath this, and going deep into the earth. We have plenty of plans, and yeah, hopefully they'll be entertaining for you and the other players. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to call it today. Anyways, as always, stay hydrated, take care, and yeah, bye.